Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. As promised, here we go. Murders of Karlov Manor has hit MTGO, and last night I drafted. Release day draft, 6th of February to 2024. I'm going to put the stream as a replay up on, well, Saturday morning for me, Friday evening if you're pond side. But the very first card I drafted was this. The second card I drafted, well, not quite the second card, but it was in the draft, was Auriel, the Law Above. Now, I covered this back in December. The deck I've had to think about it, staying the same, so go back. I'll put a link down below to the deck tech I did on Auriel back in the day. But for now, let's talk about Tolsimir, Midnight's Light. 2 green and double white for a 3/2 Elf Scout. Not the best set of stats in the world. However, has lifelink. Okay, a little bit better. But when you enter the battlefield, you get a legendary 5/5 green and white wolf token creature with trample called Voja, Fenstalker. Obviously, Voja's another deck tech I've done. Completely separate card. You can go find that on the channel here. But this is very nice with Tolsimir, because whenever a wolf you control attacks, if Tolsimir attacked this combat, target creature an opponent controls blocks that wolf this combat if able. Right then, so what we're going to have is kind of a wolf tribal deck, everybody, and this is what it looks like. Okay, mana base, green and white lands, nothing really fancy. Arctic Tree Line is here though. We have a few other things that count as forests and plains, including the new Lush Portico, I think it is. The new Surveyor land from the wonderful world of MKM. You get Surveyor 1 when it comes into play, and it counts as the forests and plains, so that gives us a nice thing to search out as well. Obviously, the rest of it is the usual things you expect to see: Sun Petal Grove, Temple Garden, Wooded Bastion, Thornglint Brillage, there's another one somewhere, Radiant Grove, there you go. But because we're playing a wolf tribal deck, Secluded Courtyard and Unclaimed Territory also make an appearance. The rest of the ramp I kept minimal. Tantalite, Talisman, Soul Ring, Pearl Medallion, Emerald Medallion, Arcane Signet. That did that side of it, but then we've got ways of getting land out. We're playing green and white at the end of the day, so you know, 1 drop, land tax. Yep, okay, we're going to get the basic lands out. We have got more forest than we've got white. As you see, there's not that much white in the deck, so a lot more forest we can go find with land tax. Path to Exile gives a bit of targeted removal. Soul Warden, Soul's Attendant, a little bit of life gain. Arbor Elf, Avacyn's Pilgrim, Elvish Mystic, Final Wood Elves, Landwar Elves all ramp up quite happily. Ascendant Pack Leaders, the first wolf, in the 1 drop. Hopefully we'll play it once we've got a mana value 4 greater permanent on the battlefield, and we have quite a few coming up, so it shouldn't be too hard. But if we need to make it early, we need to make it early and then ramp onto the +1/+1 counters. Collective Voyage makes an appearance just so we can get the lands out. And then there's Elixir of Immortality to shuffle everything back in when it goes pear-shaped for us, which it might do with this deck. Glimpse of Calls, one of the lands I'm now including as a search land because it lets us go and get some forest, so it backs up nature's law, and 3 visits quite happily for us, finding out our dual forest playing cards. Heroic Intervention, Hexproof and Indestructible for our creatures for a turn, which we need. The Mayor of Avonbrook, really would like to flip him as soon as possible. Not great as a 1/1 for 2 mana, but if we can flip him into the pack alpha somehow and pump all our wolves up and then get wolves at the beginning of our end step each turn, I'll cope with that. Pestilent Wolf, it gives us Death Touch if we need it. 3 mana for Death Touch, a little bit high, but it's a 2/2 wolf for 2, so we'll cope with that. Likewise, Cooled Wolf, another 2/2 wolf for 2. Can give it +4 for 6 mana, expensive, probably not worth it. 2/2 for 2, fine. Territorial Witchstalker, however, is quite nice. If we've got a creature with power 4 or greater, that becomes a 3/3. Watchwolf is automatically a 3/3, so that's even nicer. The Case of the Trampled Garden. I quite like the cases. The cases have been quite good what I've seen of them so far. This one I like in here because we can get some +1/+1 counters on our creatures, and then if we can solve it, when we get total creatures we control have total power of 8 or more, shouldn't be too bad. Then we get to solve it, and whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature, it gains trample. So yeah, a little bit of pumping for our lovely creatures as we go through it, as well as some pumping when we first cast it. Ferocious Pup comes in with its friend and its mum. Hollow Scavenger gives us a food token if we send it on the sorcery first, then we get 3/2. Primal Adversary, just have to pay lots of mana to get it pumped up a little bit. We could have target lands become wolves, but we'll see how it goes. Silver Third Partisan, whenever a wolf or werewolf you control becomes a target of an instant or sorcery spell, create a 2/2 wolf green token creature. People do tend to target the token from Tolsimir with instants and sorcery, so I've decided, so hence why we've gone with the Partisan now as well. Somber Walled Sage gives us a way of ramping into our creatures. Wood Elves goes for fetches one of the wood forests even. Cemetery Prowler, exile something, and then you get the nice cost reduction in casting that something type. Spirit of the Hunt, I forgot about this one. Flash it in, pump all our creatures up, they might survive a little bit longer. And Varys, Silver Moon Ranger, yeah, going to be casting creature spells a lot. Hopefully we can go and get some dungeon triggers on the go, and then get wolves when we complete a dungeon, so it's worth a try, isn't it? Witch Stalker, just make sure we've got a hexproof creature that's got, it gives us a nice little power, gets +1/+1 every time someone casts black or blue, so that's really nice. And then we've got the cards you would expect: Herald's Horn, naming wolf; Icon of Ancestry, naming wolf; Urza's Incubator, naming wolf, helps us reduce the casting costs, find the cards, so on and so forth. Sword of Body and Mind may seem like a strange one, but we put it on a creature, we get some mill cards and create wolf tokens, so yeah, hey, keep the theme going. Chroma's Will just gives us that protection we need, and if we've got Tolsimir in play, we can just make sure we get all of it, and that will probably win us the game with the wolves going through. Anointed Procession, Parallel Lives, double up on our wolf tokens. Aranid, the Wolfid Familiar, make sure we give our commander indestructible when it's in play along with our commander. Mantle of the Wolf just pumps up one of our creatures massively, then when it leaves play gives us 2/2 green wolf creature tokens or more if we have one of these in play. Somber Walled Alpha, when a creature you control becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1, so yeah, makes blocking hard for our opponents. And Master of the Wild, at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 2/2 green wolf token creature, or 2 or 4, that's even better. Then tap all untapped wolf creatures you control. Each wolf tapped this way deals damage equal to its power to target creature. That creature deals damage equal to its power divided as its controller chooses. So basically, it's a fight spell on a stick. Thank you very much. We'll go with that. Night Pack Ambusher, flash it in, pump all our creatures up. End step gives us wolves if we didn't cast a spell this turn. Pack Guardian, it comes into play as a battlefield. You may discard a land. If we do, we get 2/2 wolf, which we will be doing a lot. Wicked Wolf can fight something if we wanted to, or we can sack a food and put a +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah, don't forget you can do it in response if you've got food token kicking around, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to bring it into play and kill off something that's a lot smaller so it stays alive. Wolf Brer Elemental is just a nice thing we can do multi-kicker on to get a whole load of wolf tokens. And the Invasion of Moag pumps all our creatures up. Keswick Cage Breakers, when we've got wolves in the graveyard, we get to attack and we get a whole load of wolf tokens. Invasion of Chandalar returns 3 things permanents from our graveyard to our hand, and if we get it flipped, we get to put one into play for free each turn. Scarlet Wolf, look at the top 5 cards, you may reveal a green card from among them, put it into your hand, everything else goes on the bottom of your library. So yeah, nice little bit of card draw. Wolf Fear Silverheart does the whole soul bond thing, so pumps something up by 4. And Tolsimir, Friend to the Wolves, gives us a smaller version of Voja. And then whenever a wolf enters the battlefield under your control, gain 3 life, and that creature fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Does kill your wolves off, but it's worth the risk. Arlin, Voice of the Pack, gives us +1/+1 counters on our wolves and werewolves as they come in. It's mainly the wolves. And then we get to create a wolf token for -2, so yay. Tolva Huntmaster comes into play with 2 wolf tokens, and then when it flips, it gets another 2 wolf tokens or attacks, which makes it even better. So hopefully we can flip this as soon as we can. And the other version of Tolsimir, Wolf Blonde. Wolf Blood means we get all our other green and white creatures get +1/+1 depending on their colours. So if they're green-white, +2/+2. Green or white, +1/+1. And then we can tap it to make the legendary Voja which is just Foja as they were originally. So, you know, all good. And the final card, Somberwold Beastmaster. This came in from Innistrad Midnight Hunt Commander. It's still a card that's hard to get hold of, but 7 mana is a lot. But with 7 mana, you do get 10 powers worth of stats, so it's worth it. And it gives all your creature tokens Death Touch. If you've got one of these in play when you cast this, you're going to have a really good day really quickly. But that's it. That's my take on Tolsimir. I'm really pleased I managed to get one in the draft last night. I'm not going to say anything more about the draft. You can watch that later in the week. But for now, thanks for watching this. Please hit the subscribe button down here somewhere. Come and subscribe to the channel. 338, so I've had a fairly good week. We're still going up. We're still working our way towards the 500 target. You can come and see me play this deck on Twitch. There's a link to that down below in the description as well, alongside the deck list. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back tomorrow with something that's a little bit different for the colour pairing we're doing. So for now, see you tomorrow. Bye.